As you learned, by default, ChatGPT doesn't have internet access. For Plus users and the GPT-4 model, this changed now. We recorded this course with the default model to make sure everybody can follow along. Still, in this lecture, I'm gonna give you a quick introduction into this GPT-4 internet access feature. Please note that this is still an early access feature. Therefore, we sometimes see the web browsing feature being deactivated temporarily from time to time. So as Plus user, you can select the GPT-4 model, and now you can select the browsing feature in here. You will see that the icon next to GPT-4 appear, then changes to this browsing icon. This shows you that this browsing feature is enabled. If I now ask a question about any current information, so for example, what are the current Western Conference NBA standings, the whole output generation works a bit different. You can now see the status of the current task that ChatGPT performs, and you can also dive into the details by clicking onto this arrow. So you see that it searched for the NBA Western Conference standings 2023. Now it clicked onto a certain link. This link can also be accessed by us here in this table. So this is where ChatGPT gets its information from. Now it thinks, so it tries to create an output based on this information by first reading the content and now finishing the browsing. And then you get the output as you know it from ChatGPT in a well-organized way. And this is also correct. I also double-checked this result, obviously. And this is a whole new experience when working with ChatGPT, because now you can combine the general capabilities it has with this up-to-date information thing. So you can also ask easy things like, for example, what's the weather today in Munich, for example? This will also get the up-to-date information from the web. Once again, we can see where this information is retrieved from. So first, ChatGPT enters this search term, current weather Munich. Now it tried to click on a link, which obviously failed. So the browsing feature is not perfect yet. And now we have some fails, so some links couldn't be clicked. But obviously, after a few moments, ChatGPT was able to click onto a specific link. And now it reads the content again and creates the output. And now we get the current weather in Munich, which I can confirm. By the way, one thing I wanted to mention is that you always get the source of this information also at the end of the output. So right here you can click the link. Same thing up here for the NBA table. And you can still use ChatGPT as you know it. So for example, if this 45 degrees Fahrenheit doesn't help you too much, because in my case, for example, temperature is measured in degrees Celsius in Germany, I can still say, what are 45 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius? Then ChatGPT should be able to do this without any internet research. This once again was created based on the dataset ChatGPT was trained with. I can also prove this to you by copying this prompt and going to a new chat. Here I'll now use the default ChatGPT-4 model, paste this, and now here I'll also get, well, a pretty similar answer actually, with the same underlying formula. So 7.2 degrees Celsius, basically what we also had in the other chat. There is one last thing I want to show you regarding this internet access feature now. I'll again open a new chat and enable this feature. Because in the last lecture, I asked ChatGPT to summarize this article for me. And I added this link to our React article. And as I told you, although ChatGPT pretended to know the content of this website, it wasn't able to access the information from the page without internet access. Now with the web features, if I again run this prompt, we see that ChatGPT indeed browses our website. And if I now check this link here, it indeed accesses this URL and this article therefore. Now it takes a few moments to process the information. And now ChatGPT really provides the output based on this article. We can discuss whether the formatting is perfect or whether this summary is maybe a bit too long. That's another topic here. But generally, now with this web access feature, you can also access information from websites and get this information summarized in ChatGPT. Keep in mind, this is still an early access feature, so this is probably going to improve in the future. Still, with ChatGPT Plus, browsing is now possible in ChatGPT.